Here we have a dishwasher that's leaking out of the front door, and the suspicion is that probably the door seal, this black rubber piece, is just either dirty or it's compressed in too far. So we're going to pull it out and we're going to clean it up, and then we're going to push it in, but not quite as far, so it forms a better watertight seal. So these are really easy to pull out. They're just put in with friction. So just pull it out away, and then you can take it over to the kitchen sink and get it nice and cleaned up. Very, very easy to do.
This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. So this dishwasher was leaking down here, and I removed this rubber seal. Just pops right out, and I'm just cleaning it with warm water. You can use a little toothbrush too to help you just get this kind of stuff off. And then when I install it, I'm going to push it back in, but not fully, so that it's kind of sticking out, and that'll provide a better watertight seal. And also this machine has a problem where it's not heating the water anymore, so we're going to check the little high limit that sometimes will trip, preventing power from going to the heating coil. We're also going to check the heating coil. So that looks nice. Now we got all the debris off. We'll dry this and just pop it back in. Got the seal clean and dry. We're just going to pop it back in. So you can kind of see where the bends are. The new ones, there's no bend. It's a little bit trickier to put in. So all I'm going to do is get these corners lined up. Just push it in, and I'm purposefully not pushing it in real far. I'm just going to let it go inside this little trough, but not really super tight. And that'll be good, because that'll help create a better seal between here and here. I'm also going to clean up this area too, and hopefully that'll get rid of the problem it had of not sealing. So we got to get this little guy to be all the way down at the bottom. There we go. And I'm just pushing it in a little bit with my thumb, but not super far. And it's just a friction fit. There we go. Do the same on this side. Also, I noticed the dishwasher was not really installed right, so it might have been leaning, might not have been flush. And when they're not really straight up and down, or when they're not flush, they're leaning in a direction, water can pool up and then leak out. So we'll check that too. So we got that in just kind of loose, not super tight. Next thing will be to clean up these areas where it seals. Actually, I'm sorry, this area right here where it seals, to make sure it's getting a tight seal. You can just use a wet paper towel. Just make sure there's no junk caught in there. And this model does have a little deflector, this little plastic piece. It's missing on the other side, probably broke off, but it may not be necessary. I think probably the leak was due to the fact that they never installed the screws that hold it in here at the top, so it's kind of leaning out. And we got to check this heater element too, because it's not heating up anymore, so this could be defective, or the little thermostat's defective. Just pulling this out, take a look at it, get it unplugged, and see what's going on. Okay, so working on the heater, get it unplugged. Take off these spade connectors. for the power of the heating element. There we go. Twist these off. So we just use some pliers to loosen these up. This is the part number, and this is for Maytag Quiet Series 200 that is no longer heating, and I'm just going to pop a new element in there. And it comes with the element, plus it comes with new nuts to hold it in position. There we go. So we're just going to use the pliers to loosen up these things. I'm just leaning it back a little bit so you can get access. And unfortunately you can't do this really from the front. You have to pull the machine out because they locate these things on the back. So I just loosened them a little bit, and then you can just take them off with finger pressure. And push up on these guys a little bit so it pushes them up inside the tub. We'll come around to the front, open up the front, and then we can get this thing out pretty easily. You can see that there's where it comes out, and we have to pull it out of these little brackets. Get that out. There we go. So once I get it out, okay, there's the old heating element. Get that out. We're going to test the resistance value compared to the new one. So on the old one, the value we're getting is 15.2. On the new one, actually seems like that one might still be intact. New one, the value is 12.8. These ends here, get the washer arm above it. Push those back down in. Push that one in. Push that one in. Keep popping out. There we go. Okay, we'll put those little nuts on there. I'm just going to lean it back. You look at the nut, there's a hollow side and then a side smaller. That's the side that's going to go up onto the threads. Just going to hand tighten that. After you hand tighten it, it's good to tighten it a little bit further with the pliers so you can get it watertight. There's one. So those are finger tight. We'll go a little bit more with the wrench. Don't go too far though, because these are just plastic. We don't want to strip them. Just a little bit further. Did about a quarter turn more than what the fingers could do. We'll put on the spade connectors for the power for the heating element. I want to check the little thermostat too, the high limit. It's located in the front. Let's see how that one's doing. All right. Tilt it up its back a little bit. Get this panel off here. put a couple of probes up in here to see if we get continuity. So we got the tester set for continuity, auditory. All right, we're going to put the probes up inside the modular connector. See if we get a, yeah, so that one's good. So this high limit back here is intact. The heater should be okay. Cool. You know, it's looking good. Turbidity sensor right here. All right, nice. We're going to see if it still has any kind of a leak. Notice that we have a little leak right here. This compression fitting, I'll tighten that up while I'm here. So that compression fitting was not very tight. Let's see if that helps the leak. So it's running good and no more leaks. Got that all taken care of. Yeah, we got it secured into the cabinet better. It was kind of loose.
So it's all back to working good and no more leaks. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance.